Hello everyone, and welcome to Integrated Reading and Writing. This class is our developmental English class, and so we are going to be covering a lot of topics that are before composition. One of the goals of this class is to prepare you to take Comp 1 and start that composition series. So the purpose of this video is to go over Module 1, but also to help you navigate Canvas a little bit if this is the first time that you're using Canvas. If you're familiar with Blackboard, or coming from another school, you may have difficulty with where to click and how to get to the assignments and that kind of thing. And then also I want to, of course, give you an introduction to what you'll be covering in this module. So every module will have an introduction video, and I'll be recording them and showing you my screen so that you can see where you'll be going and how to access the information that you need. So I'm going to start off with the home page that you'll get to when you just enter the class. Obviously, new announcements are up here, and you want to make sure that you're checking regularly for new announcements because I do post at least once a week, sometimes more than once. Instructor information is down here. I do have a link to my YouTube video that tells you a little bit more about me as well as kind of what I expect in an online class. I do teach a lot of online classes and then some on-site classes as well. So I do have some certain expectations that I have when you're going to be taking a class from me. And then of course, contact information. The one thing that I don't want you to do is just come over here to the to-do list and click on these assignments and complete them like this. There's several reasons for this. First of all, they're incomplete. You don't have the rest of the information in order to complete the assignment because you haven't seen the readings and the other resources and things like that. The other issue is that they're out of order. So they are not in the order that I want you to complete them, which means that you want to come over here and click on the modules. So to start with, you want to go to the click here to get started. This will take you to the Getting Started module. You also should access the syllabus page at some point. There's a syllabus and there's also a course at a glance. The course at a glance is a document that you can download and you can print that off, and then you have a space to kind of check off or write down what you earn for each assignment and help you keep track of what you've completed. You can also see the course summary here is just a list of the assignments that we'll be completing, so you can keep track that way as well. Modules is where we'll get started. The getting started is right here at the top. Once you have gone through this information, you can minimize the modules, and then that way you don't have to see the whole thing every time you log in. Academic honesty, you'll want to make sure that you look at that before you go through the first module. It's important to understand academic honesty, what the expectations are for the class, so you don't get in trouble for something like plagiarism. So our first module is just an introduction to critical thinking and reading, and each module will look the same. We have several things that we'll be doing in each module, usually within 3 categories. The first category is a writing assignment of some kind. The second category is a reading assignment, and usually with a writing component, so you read it and then you respond to it. And then the third category is grammar in the form of quizzes. So the first thing that you need to do is get your textbook. If you don't have your textbook with the first module, you won't be able to complete everything. So you need to get that right away. You have already paid to rent your textbook. All you have to do is go to the Getting Started module, click on the link that goes to the textbook rental place and fill that out, and then they will mail it to you. You can also, of course, go on one of the campuses if it's convenient for you. Do that right away. You need the textbook for the class. You need the textbook for the first module. So for each module, you start off with an overview. You click there. This video will show up right here as soon as I'm done recording it. And then you'll just go forward using the next and previous buttons, and you'll go through. There's a to-do list that explains what you'll be working on, and then you'll keep going. There's your introduction discussion board. The discussion board helps and it's really standard for online classes, is to do a discussion board like this. Obviously, you get to see who's in your class, you get to know your classmates, but it also helps me because I don't usually get to see my online students at all. And so it's helpful, like if you post a picture or something, you can also change your profile picture in your Canvas account. But it just helps your instructors to remember who you are and to think about some things about you when you're grading their work, that kind of thing. Keep going through. Will be videos in every unit as well. So sometimes the videos are topic related. Sometimes they are just things that you need to know. And usually there's some reading like from the textbook along with the video. And then this is your first writing assignment. It's the form of a discussion board, and it is to help you get started on critical thinking, which is a concept that we'll be focusing on a little bit here. We sort of get an introduction, a taste to it. And then in Comp 1, you'll get more. And then in Comp 2, that is sort of the highest level of use of critical thinking in a writing class. So this is just giving you an introduction to that. So you'll read the sections of the textbook in order to prepare for this. And then you will be critically thinking about a time in your life when you needed to study something closer. So maybe you decided you were going to go back to college, and so you broke down, with the process that you would have to go to in order to enroll in that kind of thing. So there's an example here, but there's a lot of things that you could use for this, and then you're going to respond to your peers so we can all see what other people have done. So that's your writing assignment. Your reading assignment is to read The Ugly Truth About Beauty by Dave Barry. He's a humor columnist, and you're going to respond to it. So this will look very similar. We're going to do this in almost every module. Will have an assignment that looks like this. You have a reading assignment, and then you have questions that you'll answer about it. And the questions are serve two purposes. First, to make sure that you actually read it. I'll be able to tell if you read it and understood it. And then second of all, to practice those critical reading skills and being able to pull out specific key things from it. And so by understanding what the professional author is doing, we can better understand how writing works and better apply it to our own writing. So that's kind of, we're pulling it forward that way. I do have a copy of the article scanned in here in case anyone has trouble getting the textbook in the first unit. And then our grammar review is basic sentence. So you'll have a grammar review page. It will list where you're supposed to read in the textbook, and there's usually a video as well for those of you who are visual learners. And then once you've gone through that information, you will take the quiz. The quizzes in this class are ones that you can take multiple times. So I do encourage you to go for the highest number of points. There are 2 points per question, and there is a time limit though. So you do want to make sure that you are giving yourself sit down with enough time to complete it. But obviously I want you to prepare first before you sit down and try to take the quiz, because you don't want to be sitting there trying to take the quiz for 4 hours when it's only 10 questions. So just kind of keep that in mind. Go over that grammar stuff first. It pulls from a pool, so if you take it and you get only 4 out of 10, you decide you want to take it again, you will have new sentences to look at the next time around. So just keep that in mind. Definitely do some review before you try taking the quiz. Otherwise, you will be at it forever. So that is the first module. Make sure that you're, like I said, going through the modules section for that. I have email and Canvas open to respond to students' questions. You can also send me a text message if you're having any difficulty, especially right here at the beginning. I don't want anyone to start off on the wrong foot. So make sure that you are contacting me. In fact, one of the assignments that you didn't see yet in the video is your welcome email assignment, which will be a requirement to send me an email. And so you'll get practice using that. But definitely send me questions that you have, anything about the class or even about the college or anything like that would be appropriate to send to me. So hopefully you are doing well and that you're getting started with all of your classes and you're not having any trouble. And I hope you have a good week.